Here's the moment that everybody's been waiting for, including me. Funny how projects like this take a while. We've only been on it a few weeks here and there, but of course we had some interruptions in between doing this or that, as is always the case. So we're going to see if we can get this thing together, get it lined in. We'll cut some wedges, get it wedged, then we'll see how sturdy it is. Now, I'll explain a couple things after, but right now let's get this thing kind of nice. It's got a big enough legs on it, it'll stand there by itself. These tenons, there's only one. That one right there is the one that's not as tight as I'd like to see it, but when we wedge that thing down, see, he's not going anywhere. And this guy down here is very tight. See if we could shake the camera. I'm getting about tired of shaky camera syndrome here, but told you this one was tight, guys. Tripping all over everything. See if I can get her swung around so you guys can see it a little better. Well, we're almost there. Now as we pull this down, I've got a tiny, tiny little gap here that should kind of suck itself in. You guys are wondering how strong that is. Okay, let's get this guy. That's when no wedges were wiggling on. I mean, obviously we can move it if we really try. Okay. Get some wedges made, huh? So, we're going to start. I already did this side over here just to test it out before I ran the camera because I cheated like that. But so you're going to want to clamp these things down because what will happen as you're driving the wedges, it's going to have a tendency, it's going to want to do some wandering on you. The actual joint itself, it'll kind of want to push out some. So what you're going to want to do, of course I went too damn far. So clamp these in. Make sure that clamp's decently straight across. And then use the clamp to draw this together. And it should get everything nice and tight. You want that clamp good and tight on here, because if you don't, it's going to drive the tenons out of the mortises when you're banging it. So let's see what happens. Now I'm not talking the kind of tendencies that Jimmy Cole or Mike Hegdahl or any of those guys have when I say tendencies. We're just talking about woodworking. First, I guess you could call that woodworking too. So, you guys would be amazed at how tight of a joint that this is going to give you. And I'll show you guys. I weigh 220 pounds. When we take this clamp off, we're going to hang all over this thing and wiggle it and see what happens. First, we're going to drop the wedge. Now, be mindful, this pine's going to want to crush on you a little bit, and I'm kind of counting on that. It'll kind of match the slope up a little bit with this wedge. A hardwood's not going to do that very well for you, so you want to make sure, you may want to angle that mortise, or the top of the mortise, and see what happens. I don't drive these as far in as they can go. This mortise is 2 inches deep in the, or it's 2.5 inches deep, excuse me. And these wedges are 4 inches. And that's because over time, it's going to be, something's going to shrink, something's going to move over time. So I want to have enough room on this thing so that I can pound it in a little more, make it tighter if I need to. Try to get them even. Okay, there's that. I'm going to move the clamp to the other side and tighten those up. You guys ready? We're going to test this thing out. This is the moment of truth to see if this thing's going to fall apart on us or not. Let's see what happens. Well, I'm going to do some stretches here. What do you think? You think it's going anywhere? I don't think so. Nothing wrong with that. That is the beauty of a wedged half dovetail joint. They're really strong, super strong. So let's get you guys a close-up of how this turned out. I gotta quit doing close-ups of my work. Now, that's her right there. I said makes a really nice tight fit. Might as well get friggin' wired. I mean, hell, it's almost midnight. Why not? We still have to go in and edit now for a couple hours. All the things we do for YouTube. Look at that black sludge. Oh, I love it. Give me more. I need like a hot coffee IV. That would be freaking phenomenal. So, alright, all that's left, guys. Obviously the finished work, which it's a little too cold out here yet to be putting finish on things. So we're going to get the rollers set up. We're going to get the planer on it. We'll do some sanding, get it ready so that when it warms up enough, we can get that thing polyed so it kind of stays nice and easy to clean if we want to. But so anyway, I know it was a lot of farting around the last few videos, but that is it's churning out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. That pretty good demonstration on the strength of that joint right there. Those wedged half dovetails are just phenomenal, and you do see them in timber framing. They are just excellent. You see them a lot in tie beam to post connections, and they're just a good strong joint. I don't have enough good to say about them. Probably if I'd been a little more familiar with them when I did this barn, I may have used some. I mean, granted, I really don't think this thing's going anywhere, but anyway, that's her. So appreciate you guys watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one.